All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined right now by former U.S. Senator from the great state of Wyoming, Alan Simpson, former co-chair of the National Commission on Fiscal Responsibility and former member of the U.S. Commission on Presidential Debates. And I imagine we'll have a few of those coming up. Hello, sir.
How are you? Always good to chew the fat with you for a little until they throw me off.
We never throw you off. All right, so lots going on today. Where do you stand on the gun debate in the wake of Orlando? Which bill? I mean, do you favor Feinstein's bill, which is wide sweeping and gives the Attorney General almost complete discretion, or do you favor the Cornyn Amendment, which which gives people gives the Justice Department 3 days to go to court and show why they banned someone or put someone on a list which would prohibit them from getting a gun?
Well, you're just dealing with a different part of the country. I mean, I've lived here for 84 years. Gun control in this country out here is how steady you hold your rifle. We're really not murderers. We have less homicide, less crimes with guns than any other municipality or area in America, especially the ones that are no-gun areas like Chicago or wherever. It's a tough one. This is a horrible thing. It makes you just, you want to go... Well, you want to do something about a terrorist no-fly list. You got to start looking at that. Okay, so some guys get through the net. Well, so what? You're going to get them out of the net. But at some point, you got to deal with mental health, and you got to start reporting this business of political correctness, not reporting anything, stigmas of mental health. Hell, when you got a guy that's been through the ropes, been getting counseling, and you can't find that out when they go purchase a weapon, we'll pay dearly for that kind of thing. Out here we have, you can carry heat openly, and we don't really chop each other to shreds out here. I don't know. It's a tough, ugly, the Orlando thing, you almost vomit thinking of a crazy bastard like that planning it. And then not to name these guys as extremists and radical Islamic, Lord's sake. I mean, how can you keep shading the onion here? I don't get it. But anyway, I haven't answered your question.
No, that's all right. No, I think you have. I mean, look, it's a slippery slope. And you know what? None of these bills proposed today in the Senate would have stopped the Orlando guy from getting a gun. He passed background checks. He worked for a security company. You know what would have stopped him? If we started letting the FBI do its job and took their handcuffs off and let them go in and say, wait a minute, this guy's telling people we had this guy twice. But you know what the FBI decided? They decided that the employees were discriminating against this guy because they didn't like him because he was Muslim. That's how sick the world is.
Well, look at San Bernardino. I mean, they knew that guy was brooding and doing some stuff, but these are sick people. But you put a sick, mentally ill person in the hands of an AK-47, where you don't even have to pull the trigger more than once on some of them, you got disaster, and we're getting it. And there's got to be some solutions. They've got to share information. They've got to quit this business so that the police department doesn't give it to the county, and the county won't share it with the domestic violence unit, and forget it.
All right, but let me
get rid of those.
I'm sorry. Let me ask you. You mentioned not calling it Islamic terror, which is very, very true. Where do you stand on Donald Trump, who, again, just the other day said, yesterday said surveillance of Muslims like we used to do in the New York area until Bill de Blasio and the Justice Department stopped it, makes sense. I mean, we had the CIA director, Senator, say just last week that ISIS is going to smuggle people in here as refugees. And then we have the president bringing in refugees, and Hillary saying she's going to increase it tenfold. So what's going on here?
Well, what's going on is a violation of the law, because the law is very clear. If you are a refugee, you have to be, quote, fleeing persecution based on race, religion, national origin, or membership in a political or social organization. It doesn't mean that you leave your area because your neighbor got killed, or you don't like your boss, or you don't like your country. You have to prove, and those are done case by case. Once you stop doing refugee examinations case by case, which is what the law requires, and start to blanket that stuff, and you don't know the difference between a refugee and an immigrant, you've got plenty of trouble.
Yeah, so you're saying that the blanket admittance of the refugees is a violation of the law?
It is. You have to refugee selection and designation is case by case. You have to put the person there. Okay, what are you fleeing? Who did someone shoot at you? What was the faction that was after you? And these 3/4 of them couldn't answer any of those questions.
Well, let me ask you this, Senator Simpson. Why do you believe then that Paul Ryan, who said he would sue President Trump if President Trump tried to unilaterally implement the Muslim ban, why doesn't he go sue Obama over this or over the unilateral immigration executive order, which is unconstitutional? Why is Paul Ryan, blasting Trump and leaves Obama alone?
Well, with my vast brilliance, why don't you ask Ryan?
Well, I don't have him here, so I'm asking your opinion. Are you tired of Republicans bashing Trump when Hillary is the weakest candidate? She's under FBI investigation. She's taken millions from the countries that finance terror, that kill gays, and we're talking the Republicans are lining up to bash Trump?
Now, you don't want to get all worked up now. You just,
well,
I just tell people, well, okay, so you don't want to vote for Trump, and you're not going to vote. Boy, that's a purist. You bet. Hell, I'm through voting. Great, that's a vote for Hillary. So take your pick, pal. You don't have anywhere to go. You don't vote. You don't vote. You're voting for Hillary. So let them go think. I don't have any. You can't deal with all of this stuff. And he's not going to get, no one, Hillary or him, never going to get away with all the crap, or Bernie or anybody get away with all this stuff, because you got 535 reasons to stop you, and they're called 100 senators and 435 House members.
But, Senator, they haven't stopped Obama. In fact, Ryan has given Obama everything he wants in the last omnibus spending bill. Everything.
They didn't. They tried to do whatever they could to stop him, so then he got so irritated he just went and did it all by executive order. How brainy was that? I mean, what in the hell do you want to do?
Well, I mean, what would you advise? Would you advise fellow Republicans at this point to aim their fire, figuratively speaking, of course, at Hillary and not at Trump?
Look, I'm really a green pea. I'm a boob. Because I'll tell you, I never had any problem with somebody if I had a real issue with them, because I talked with them. These guys don't talk to each other. If you're a Republican, you don't talk to the damn Democrat. If you're a Democrat, you don't talk to the damn Republican. This country was founded on compromise, and compromise is a 4-letter word. And as long as we believe that and all the horror stories, then we ain't going anywhere. You could have sat, Bush wouldn't visit. This latter Bush didn't like to visit with Harry Reid. Who does? and Harry Reid didn't like to visit with the president. Who does? Nobody wants to visit with Obama. He doesn't like to visit with anybody. He hates Republicans, and so the Republicans hate him. And you get what you deserve in America with that. If somebody with a brain and not a nasty venom in their mind, or filled with hatred corrodes the container it's carried in. And that's what's killing America. They don't dislike Obama, they hate him. They don't dislike Trump, they hate him. They don't dislike McConnell or Reid, they hate him. Come on, what the hell, where does that lead? It's a sickness.
Senator, always great to talk to you, no matter what you think. And
people tell me what they think. Now I'll tell you what I think, Simpson. And I'll tell you where to go, too.
Senator, take care. We'll speak to you soon.
Thanks much. You bet. Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to a call, shall we, at 877 Newsmax, and say hello to Brenda from Omaha, Nebraska. Hi, Brenda.
Hi. Hopefully I can tell you a couple things. First of all, with Donald Trump, he's getting such a bad rap, especially when he talked about Obama, and he said that Obama's neither ignorant, doesn't know what's going on, or the other when it comes to the terrorists.
Right.
Okay. I can tell you right off that Gomer has been going on the House floor and closing out every night for a couple of years trying to explain what Obama's doing to the FBI. Nobody's been listening.
Yeah, you mean Louis Gohmert, right?
Oh, yeah, he's awesome. And as far as the Never Trumpers and the movie stars and the musicians, they all need to remember not only did the Americans vote, but the veterans support him, the Border Patrol supports him, and so do our troops. So by them going out there and doing that is like slapping all of them in the face.
No, that's a very good point. And Brenda, it's funny you mention entertainers and singers, because one man who's unafraid is Pat Boone, and the legendary singer, TV host, actor, and he will join us next. So don't go away. Thanks for calling, Brenda. We're coming back with more on the Steve Malzberg Show.